thank you for putting in all the hard work and effort of, showing your interest in the pipe trades and construction and everything. There's over 90 some school districts in our area that we represent, and so it's a lot of high schools, and not every high school gets a welding machine, and so we really like to recognize the high schools that, like DJ said, are doing the right thing, showing the interest in the trades and promoting the alternatives to just a 4-year education. There's a lot out there. We're not here to say one's better than the other, but we're here to make sure that you know about what we have to offer too. It's a great family supporting career. A little bit about myself real quick. I'm a lot like you guys. I was 18 years old, in high school, graduating that semester, not really sure what I wanted to do, and I found the trades. Fast forward 10 months later, I became an apprentice. Fast forward 22 later, now I'm running the organization. So I mean, the sky's the limit, right? You get out of what you put into it. So it's a great family supporting career. It's supported my family my whole life. I know nothing different since I'm 18 years old. So thank you again for putting in the effort.
I wish I had this opportunity. I went to Fox Light Tech on the welding. Early 90s, I got an apprenticeship. Did my apprenticeship. Miller Electric started up a pipe group. I've been there 17 years now. And I can tell you this, if you told me 17 years ago I was going to be all over the world, I would have laughed. Guys and girls, if you have an opportunity to get with a contractor, to become a fitter, fabricator, or whatever, definitely recommend it.
A lot of the contractors that I work for started as maybe a steam fitter or a plumber, and then they moved into the office, and now they own or run a business. So there's a lot of different opportunities, a lot of really cool opportunities. I know oftentimes, as Trevor said, you hear college. That's not always for everybody. It's a great avenue to take. It's the avenue I took, and then I end up back in the same position. So certainly explore the opportunities that are out there. There's a lot of really cool things to be able to do. And it starts with DJ, and then it'll get up to Trevor or I, and hopefully we'll get you placed. So keep up all the hard work and everything that you guys are doing.
A little bit like Jeff, I've been at Miller for about 25 years, and I had the fun experience of being in the role of new product development. So I get to go find out, right, what people in all of the welding disciplines need from a product perspective that we don't already offer. And so we have a good time going out and talking to new people in the industry, as well as the old timers in the industry, to find out what we've missed and what we can do better. And so, as we come here this morning, we're excited to see all of you as you look into your future and try to pick a path of where you want to go. And absolutely proud to be part of your welding program. Congratulations on being selected for another piece of equipment.
My son did the youth apprenticeship. He's going to be a journeyman welder before I even had my apprenticeship. So he did the youth apprenticeship, worked at a local contractor. A year out of high school, he was offered an apprenticeship. So he's 23 years old now. He's a 4th-year apprentice. So if you talk to him, he'll definitely tell you, if you're into welding and that, and you can get it with a contractor, definitely do it. It's amazing.
The Youth Apprentice Program, I can't stress how important it is to get in with us if you can, when you can, while you're in high school. You become a local 400 member. And then after that, after you graduate, it's up to you to keep up that good standing with that contractor, because that's going to be the one who's going to pay 5 years of schooling for you throughout your career. So I can't, and maybe times are slow right now, but just keep on knocking on that door. Get info from the contractors that you are applying to. Don't sit stagnant. I am your main key into these contractors as well as you are. So it's tough to get in, but ultimately, and another thing I wanted to say too, is when you're filling out our application, if this is the route that you decide to go, and ultimately it is a trial period. I mean, you're getting out of school, you're getting paid, you're seeing if steam fitting's for you, plumbing, HVAC, or pipe fabricating is for you or not. And if it's not, can you change kind of like the route? You're not set, but you're like, oh, maybe I want to gravitate more towards plumbing or fitting or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, your school schedule has got to be open as well too. You need to spend some time with these contractors typically from noon until 4 o'clock in the PM, or come in at 6 o'clock to work and then get out at noon. So it kind of like takes the place of a program that you guys are in high school, football, baseball, anything like that. This is no different than one of those programs. It's a fast track to getting a career set in stone with one of these participating contractors. yourself.
Guys and gals, when we hear like plumbing and HVAC, and sometimes we just think of like, oh, it's just plumbing, or oh, it's just that. But these guys, and maybe if you don't mind, guys, don't even put you on the spot, but they do some really, really cool things. One thing, we talk about team industries every now and then, right? Being kind of down by them, and they do a lot of stuff. Like they're building these units that go into the great big ships at Marinette Marine. So you might be like just sitting in a production facility, but you might be traveling with that and installing it or fitting it somewhere else. Maybe not necessarily on the ships, but wherever else team goes. They have, if we get an opportunity, maybe next year when field trips or whatnot, or if we can at least get pictures. But they go on these big oil refineries, and you see these massive pictures, and guys and gals kind of working on really cool things. If just the welding kind of thing is your cup of tea. DJ one time when he came in and was talking, he had a piece of, I forget, like 2 or 3 inch diameter pipe, but the inside, I don't think you probably could have put your pinky in because the wall was so thick. So you're welding on some great big massive stuff for super high pressure working in nuclear plants. So I don't mean to put you guys on the spot, but I mean, sometimes these guys like hearing, and gals, sorry, like hearing like kind of the amazing projects.
Yeah,
we had a project once, not a project, but a get together with the local 400 at Lambeau, and in with that got kind of a behind the scenes Lambeau tour. So we've all been to Lambeau, or maybe have at least driven by it, and maybe you've gone on a Lambeau tour and you see the field and you see here's where we do this and here's some seats, wonderful. But we went behind the scenes, like this is the heater that heats the field up, or this is the air conditioner that keeps all these things cool, and here's the backup, and here's another backup, and so on and so forth.
The trade, it's like a diamond, it's multifaceted. There's so many facets to the trade, it's unbelievable. The nuclear power plant on the lakeshore, that's all, there's miles of pipe in that facility. And to Chris's point, there's a backup to the backup to the backup to the backup, and all that piping is there. It's an opportunity for a local 400 member working on our contractors working there. Chris mentioned Lambeau Field. I encourage you guys to either like tweet Garrett's Facebook page or like our Facebook page. They just put out a really cool video. It just came out last week about Lambeau Field and the field heating system. I mean, I think there's like 23 miles of tubing underneath the field, and our local 400 members that work for Tweet Garrett installed in that system, and they maintain it too. So just cool stuff. You're a part of a lot of cool things. Like this construction project here at West Superior High School. We have local 400 members working on this construction project right now, and it's really cool. So, and I just want to give a shout out to the school too. Like, just my personal experience. When I was 18 years, I went to Appleton North High School. It was the jewel of the Fox Valley, and it was a new school and all this glitz and glamour. But there was not one of these rooms in that school. And to see the schools and high schools now, the Pendulum's looking at it. Now here we are standing in front talking to the students about the trades. I think it's a great thing. And I think I commend the schools for doing that because it wasn't always like that. So you guys have a great opportunity to hear from us about this.
I was on pipelines over in China. I've been to Brazil. I've been all over. So once I got all my education in the trades, then I was fortunate enough that Miller was looking for pipe guys. So actually, 2 of my co-workers are from the trades as well. To work with.
It just shows, the vast array of projects we do work on. I mean, we've got contractors doing, stuff in residential, larger multifamily things. But like you mentioned, Lambeau Field. We just did the ribbon cutting here, 2 weeks ago at the new Expo Center across the street from Lambeau Field. All of our contractors did that. I think they've got the boat show there this weekend. I thought I'd go over there and walk around and look at the facility a little bit. But a lot of really cool, different, diverse projects. So if you want to work in a hospital setting or whatever, there's contractors that are doing all that. So it's really kind of neat, as these guys alluded to be able to say, hey, I was part of that project. I was part of creating that in this community. I was part of doing a construction project in the high school that I went to, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of really neat opportunities out there. So take advantage of it. Like Trevor said, when we went to high school, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it's starting to seem like a long time ago already. We didn't have this kind of stuff. The industry had gone away from it, schools had gone away from it. It's really cool to see that people are putting it back to a high importance. So again, congratulations and good luck with where your future takes you.